Hi, Beck Ann here. Thanks for stopping by my channel, Beck and Sam Crafting Fun, to see what I was up to today. Well, I have been doing a series on my channel called Use It or Lose It, and I don't remember playing with this adorable snow angel stamp, and I want to give it some crafty love today because this series I've been doing, I've been using the hashtag woodblockfun. So I'm going to make 3 cards with that adorable stamp, you guys. And I'm going to use this earthy pink paper studio pad that I paid $2.99 for. I guess it's been 2 years ago. And I'm making myself use this paper because I have this whole pad and I think I've used 2 sheets of it. The sometimes your paper pad's sealed shut and you don't really get to see what the colors are. So I did not open it up that day, of course, to know that it's kind of the white on the craft cardstock is kind of muted. So I decided, I want to use it up. So I'm going to use a few sheets of this today. And I'm going to do some watercoloring. So I've stamped it out 3 times and I've already colored up 2 of these little angels and I'm going to paint a 3rd one. I want to honor the hashtag Snowmen of February. It is hosted by Nancy May, the Hanty Scanty, and last month it was Snowmen in January, and she wanted to keep it going. So I love this stamp and thought it would be a perfect one to use, and I'm going to use one of these for my Craft Roulette card this week too, you guys. For that, it's my 2nd card, so I'll tell you about it then. But this is going to be my first card that I show you here. And I really do like to watercolor with my ink. I tend to pull it most often. It's just because I have a lot of ink and it's easy to grab and paint with it. So I'm just using I use 3 different paint brushes. For the smaller ones are for the detail. And I just go over to darken up my line areas. And so that's what you see me doing here. I just show you a little bit of this. But while I'm doing that, I would love for you to hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoy my video and it gives you some inspiration today. And before I forget, I also want this to be a hashtag Satmorn Makes hosted by Jillian Norwood. She is a lady that we love dearly, you guys. She is always showing us fun and wonderful creations, and she's the one who started the hashtag. So make sure you stop by her channel too and see what she's up to. So I am picking out my paper. I picked that first piece. Those flowers in that pink paper kind of reminded me of maybe some snowflake design just by the shape. So I take the craft cardstock one also out. And that's the 2 pieces I'm going to use for these snowman angels. I just think they're so stinking cute. So that's where I'm going with this. I pull in that Gina Marie die. An oval worked great. And then I felt like I needed a little more green. I used some old Stampin' Up! Cardstock called Certainly Celery. It used to be my very favorite color. And that gingham paper is from an Anna White pad that I just purchased recently, and I realized that color matched perfect. I want to bring in some lace for this card. I really liked the browns and greens, and I added a little bit of pink also. So what I did was painted pink on the trim of the coat, and then I went over in tea dye to give it a brown with pink undertones. So here you see me assembling my card, and I wanted to preserve the paper because I keep forgetting and using whole sheets. So I cut out the middle with a deckled edge die just so I can use that at another time, because that paper, I love the gingham. And this is like a chocolate brown color that I'm putting as my mat. So I did take the tea dye ink and ink around the snowman focal point. And now you see me just putting it together. And I love the sentiments in this Sock Bunny set. So you are a beautiful friend. And I took my banner die and did the arrow cut on the ends and inked around it. So I just thought that would be a perfect sentiment for a couple of these cards. And you see I added a button. And do you like it? It is so pretty, I think, you guys. I love how it turned out. And it's funny because as you make cards, it goes through different phases. So that's the first one in my woodblock fun. So now I decided to take a circle die with a stitched edge. And now I thought it would be good to stamp some of those snowflakes around. And now I'm just inking up the edges to hit back some of that white. Knock it back. That's what I mean to say. Knock back a little bit of that extra white. And I'm pulling in, I did the same thing here. I'm pulling in some dark purple paper. I think it's called Blackberry Bliss. And this is the one I'm going to submit for Craft Roulette. It was a card that had to have 3 folds. And so for my 3 folds, I decided I'm going to fold pieces of ribbon 3 times and take care of the 3 folds. And then the colors had to be sweater colors. Well, I don't know if any of you had sweaters that in the 80s where they had hearts. They'd be lines of colored hearts. And so that's what I thought I would do, because there was ribbon sweaters too where it had the ribbon woven through. So I was thinking of those kinds of sweaters with the purple and pink and green and yellow. So that's the sweater colors. And you had to have footwear, so he's wearing boots. And the only stretch I have is you had to use a Post-it. Well, I decide that my sentiment is Post-it is posted under my little snow angel. Mary Gunn calls that putting on your stretchy pants, when you take a parameter and you stretch it. And that's what I did for this card. So I will be submitting that for my Craft Roulette card. And if you don't know what Craft Roulette is, oh, it is a fun game show challenge, you guys. And it's on Friday nights on YouTube. So go check it out. I'll leave it in the description box below in case you want to play along ever. It's a lot of fun. So this is my last card, and I decide I feel like the white on that craft cardstock should be even whiter. So I take this stencil and take some that white pigment ink and try to add some dots. Well, I'm kind of not liking it. So I figure, well, I'll be covering it up anyway. I decide to fussy cut this angel out and take my vintage photo. While I'm doing that, I have named this series Use It or Lose It. Well, I haven't lost anything yet, you guys, and I am so thankful that some of my friends are playing along. So Tina of the Crafty Bean channel, she's been playing along a little bit and showing off some of her wonderful woodblock stamps. Sheba has played along and used the hashtag, and Jill Norwood used the hashtag. Well, you know, we're showing you what we use, but I haven't lost anything. So it is time, you guys, that I will, at the end of this video, show you a couple stamp sets that I am ready to lose. I'm just not using them, and I used them at the time, so I will show them at the end. And if you would like those stamp sets, I would be happy to send you one of them. So just, email me. I don't want to call this a giveaway. I want you to email me. I love to send happy mail to people, and I would love to send you some happy mail as long as you live in the United States. So email me. It's always in, if you click on my channel and see it, it is beckann24@gmail.com. Email me, and if I get more than one, a couple people wanting the sets, I will send you something, because I do appreciate all of you hanging out with me, and I feel like I will make sure that it is the first two people that say, hey, I like those stamps and I'd like to have one of the sets. Whoever tells me what they want first, then the other person will get the other set. But if no one wants them, well, it is time to donate them and say goodbye, because that's one thing I want to be, I want to support other companies, and you can only have so many things, you guys, and I do want things to be used, because people give me things and I so appreciate it. Our taste does change. So back to the card here. You see that I had those little buttons, and I cut off the little hoops that made them buttons so that I could lay it flatter and use that hemp cord. That Warm Winter Wishes comes from a Creative Expressions stamp set by Sam Poole called Novelty Mugs, and I just stamped it in walnut stain and inked around it. So I'm just finishing up my gluing of my little mittens on here. And I did put my my focal point snowman. I had some pink vellum, and I put it up on some foam dots behind it, and put a little tea dye around I had fussy cut it out and put a little tea dye there. So now I'm just making a little bow here and going to attach that as well. And I will then show you the cards one more time when that's finished. And then I will show you my stamp sets. So I'm just going to finish this up. Here it is. I did add some frosted gems, partly because I had thought about putting some on, but I have right there, I got a little glue on the vellum, and when that happens, it always shows a little bit. So I thought I needed to add some gems. And here's the one I made for Craft Roulette with the three folded ribbons. And here's the first one. I'd love for you to tell me which one is your favorite. So leave me a comment down below. And this stamp, I am so glad I got some ink on it, you guys. So I hope you'll join in on that hashtag. And here's the stamp sets I was telling you about. So this is actually two sets, I think, that I put together with the little birds and flowers. And then here's a Christmas set. And let me show you just a couple of them. So there's an image, and then the sentiment is stamped all around the little image. And there's a tree and an angel, a Santa, and there's a gingerbread too that I will have in the set. Here's this one again. I showed it awfully fast. I used to use that one when I was a teacher. My students were making birthday cards. So until next time, I hope you are having a great crafty day, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.